Should we get started? I was accused of making people feel too relaxed. So maybe we'll bring up the energy. Yeah. Or not. Or not. It's up to you. So I am so excited to welcome Marshall Davis Jones. You have a real treat. He is the founder of Mind, Body, Speak, and he is a leading authority in tonal influence for communication, and his techniques help us win negotiations, de-escalate conflict, and acquire business relationships. Sounds perfect. And you've worked, I know, with renowned speakers, industry leaders all over the world. And I think we all have your new book.
Oh, so do you want me to break it now or break it later? Later. Let's do that later.
Sorry. Did I screw up? Do we not have your new book?
No, we're just rolling.
Okay. What book?
Oh, so you want to hear a funny story? There is someone that works for Google named Marshall Jones. When the books were delivered here, headquarters said, "Hey, Marshall, we have boxes for you." And they shipped them out to New York. So, damn. See how this feel that? You hear that? I should not have said that at all.
Wait, so Google can figure out artificial intelligence, but it can't figure out how to get books to a
They went.
Oh, that's amazing.
They went to the big Marshall, so it's all
other
good.
Marshall.
Big Marshall.
Okay,
big
well-
Marshall. Man, yes.
Well, I hope we can rectify that. And I'm sorry, I just stuck my foot in it. Marshall was awarded recognition as one of the top 100 most influential people of African descent via the UN. That is pretty impressive. So, and he's had his poems flown into space by NASA. So,
All right now. Hey. Thank you. It's like, and now it's better be good, right? So, first off, all right, here's the thing. They found out through research that when you choose to do things, it's better for your heart rate. Like, if you want to exercise, they found that if you decide to exercise, it's much better than being told to exercise for your actual heart rate. So we're going to start with the choice. Y'all are sitting here because y'all have to, but I give you the option. If you choose, the door is there. I won't be offended. Okay? So if you're still seated with me, that means you want to be here. Okay, great. We solved that. So I'll begin with this. It's going to be very antithetical to the idea of talking because when this button does the button thing, technical difficulties already. Hey, no, hey, no, wait a second, let's go. What happens when you do that? He's not doing it. What am I touching? Is there something? Thank you, sir. Clap it up for him, clap it up for him. When we sit here at these events, it's the unseen, invisible people that make it go, okay? Now, talking, in the 1970s, they figured out that just talking raises blood pressure. How many of you have gone to the hospital in the last year? Last two, last three, okay, cool. You know when they do the thing, they don't say a word to you. Because in the 70s, they realized that just saying, hey, how's the weather, might give you a false high blood pressure reading. Yeah, that gives you all the reasons to not want to talk, right? So, first of all, public speakers, salespeople, people that talk for a living are basically sadomasochists. That's what that means. Because you are intentionally raising your heart rate to the point where if somebody went like this, and it doesn't take long, high blood pressure, right? So when grandma said, don't run my blood pressure up with whatever drama she's talking about, it was rooted in something real. But why do I bring this up? Most of the time when people feel like they can't communicate well, they kind of beat themselves up like it's a skill you're supposed to just have. I can't talk. And then just think of this, the anxiety that comes with feeling like I'm just not doing it right is enough to get you doing it worse, right? So first, I just want to level the playing field here. It is much better to be quiet. Strangers, when they get to know each other, actually talk a lot more. And the reason for that is they're trying to figure out where they agree, how much of me and you are doing the thing. Because you notice that most of your relationships, the best ones, are the ones where you don't have to really say much anything, right? Like you're just there sitting there reading a book, playing, watching a game, whatever. Vocalization is not the thing. It's the silence, really. And how fast can we get there? So in order to be comfortable though, I just want to talk about a few things that the body needs to do consistently that, for whatever reason, we weren't incentivized to in school. So we're going to start with the yawn stretch, the box breath, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and then this last thing about the swallow reflex. Stay with me. Now, here's exhibit A. Just watch this. This is amazing. Look at this. Boom. Good boy. Sit. Now, that's just comfortable. Look at that. Oh, God. Now, this is talent. This is look at the twist. And if you look over here, you see a little action over there. Look at that. And then scene, right? All of the animals in the animal kingdom do this. If you want to have fun on Google Images, look up snake yawning. And then go to sleep. And try not to have nightmares, right? But all of the animals in the animal kingdom do this thing, and then they sit and do nothing. I've never seen a dog on a treadmill. I've never seen a cat rope climb, nor have I seen an owl do bicep curls, but they can't because they have wings, so wingcep curls, right? But all of these creatures are able to get up and go and get gone. You never just look at your dog and be like, how do you little mangely, where do you get all this energy from? But part of it is this activity, which is scientifically called pandiculation. That's the science word for it. That's where you hide it in this pen. I call it yawn stretching because that just makes it easy. I'm like, hey, you should be pandiculating more. And you're like, pan what? Fried? So you put oil in that? What does that mean? But why do we yawn stretch? Let's first all do it because I think it's just a great idea. So come on. Go ahead. We can verify that we are in a building. This is a ceiling. This is a floor. Look at the person to your left and to your right. See if you're sitting next to somebody that you know or someone you never want to see again. Oh, my goodness. Right? Now, everybody sit down. Now, from the sounds of the groans and the how many of y'all, that was the first time that you did that today? Raise your hand, be honest. First time. Did you please put your hands all the way up. Can you get this on camera? For the video. This is how many people for today. This is the first yawn stretch that they had. Do you know how often the body needs that? You want to either? I paid him very well to participate and keep me juiced up. Every 90 minutes. Your body, you see NASCAR, right? And they like, vroom, vroom. And then what do? When it's like stuff's a little wonky? Pit stop. How long are they in the pit stop? Back on the road. Now, the way we like to live, drive round. This is a pit stop. You should probably stop round. Oh, you probably check engine. Round. I need about 2 months pay time vacation. Because we've burned ourselves out. Now, why don't we do this? Your fourth grade teachers, why? Because in school, what do they tell you? Sit down, and if you yawn, what are you? Rude. Am I boring you? No, I'm trying to keep my body prepared to move. We are designed to move. Do you know that there's something called optic flow? And optic flow is basically the perception of forward movement. You know, you watch the movies and you can tell they're driving in a car. They're not driving no way. They just running lights. They sitting there, and, you know, and you be like, well, they be having full-on conversations like this on the road. I'm like, this was not in the driver's manual. The way that you're talking right now, you know, randomly looking forward, but doing a lot more of this. But the lights, as they move, that's optic flow. Infants, before they start walking, the brain switches to receive optic flow as a sign that you're going in the right direction. That's what happens. Before your kid starts to crawl, there's this part in the brain that goes, bloop. This means you're going forward. So every time they do this and crawl, what they're doing is picking up optic flow to prove that you're going somewhere. Now, I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time in a school sitting down and looking straight ahead of the wall, kind of like we're doing right now. There's not much optic flow happening, is there? It's just get what's on the thing. Now, you know who does have lots of opportunities to experience optic flow? Athletes. Athletes. And then we pay them lots of money to be motivational speakers. But what they have is a lot of experience of just going forward. What's the language that we use? Push through it, move forward, move on, optic flow, keeping it moving. So we need our bodies to be in a good position to move. When we yawn stretch, we reset the nervous system, we cool the brain. It's basically like giving your body jumper cables to be like, all right, bam, I'm online. Now, we've been in the conference now for what, 6 hours, 5 hours? And how many 90-minute periods have passed since we got here? 1, 2, carry the 1, 4. So we have 4 opportunities to check that engine, and some of you have only done this once today. Can y'all commit to like 10 seconds of doing this every, like, just, if you have a dog or a cat at home, whenever you see them do it, you do it. I have people I've worked with that have had pets, they bond with their pet because their dogs start doing it and being like, oh, we doing this? And they start doing it a little bit more because they realize it's a co-ed space. But can you commit to that? Yeah? All right, cool. Remember, it's your choice. When you choose, you feel much better about it. All right, cool. I know you're all busy. Next thing. Box breathing. Raise your hand if you've heard the concept about box breathing. All right, bam, boom, bam. All right, cool. For those who haven't. Box breathing is a breathing cycle that's used by soldiers in war zones so that they can sleep. That's actually what it's for. So if we zoom out, we're like, okay, war zone, nap time, breath pattern. Something about this breathing pattern helps to calm people down. So let's say something like, breathe like a baby. Have you heard that before? Yeah. Breathe like a baby. When you want to relax, breathe like a baby. Now, most people, when they think about breathing like a baby, what comes to mind? Crying. Oh, that is exactly, you know what? That's what I'll say the next time a grown adult comes to me crying. You're baby breathing. Stop baby breathing. No, okay. So you think about, the diaphragm, the whole stomach, and we're going to get to that. There's a lot of nice, meaning people that were trying to help you out. But here's the thing. Breathing like a baby is breathing in this pattern. So we start off with the exhalation phase, and we'll talk about that in a second. But there's a pause before you inhale, and then you pause. For anyone who's had a young child, you ever like new parents, like, is my baby alive? Did I? And then you put your finger in to feel. Because babies, they respect the pattern. Breathe just for a second, just to entertain. Just breathe in and out, like. No, I mean, y'all got to do it, though. Yeah. All right, cool, stop. But, like, how's that feel? Very uncomfortable, right? So there's something about, it just sounds, right? And then what happens if you walk into a space breathing like that? What people ask, hey, what's wrong? You good? Oh, no, I'm just, this email, I don't want to send it. What's in it? Like, well, I think if I send this email, I don't think I'll be here Monday morning. Right? So clearly we need to pause and breathe, but let's add a little bit here. Why the exhalation phase first? All right, everybody take a deep breath. 3, 2, 1. All right, go out. Cool. Now, let me tell you what happened now. By starting with the inhale, you actually sped up your heart rate. So when people say take a deep breath, and they mean well, and we go, does that even sound like you're closer to calm? The calm happens with the... Now check this out. 3, 2, 1, exhale. Oh, where did all that extra air you had to come from? You didn't inhale, you just had residual air. So we start with the exhale because that actually calms us. So instead of getting excited and then calm down, like why would we do that? I need to calm down. It's the sigh of relief, which is the release. So can we try to reframe the respiratory cycle as a breathe out, then in, versus breathing in, then out? Is that possible? All right, cool. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do this exercise of box breathing in a longer form. This I made this I made this in a Keynote, and there are particular animations that do not translate so well to Google Slide, but you're gonna see something happen here. Though you can edit that out, though. I know y'all gonna kill me. We were on all the planning calls and everything, and I say, listen, man, if I come in with my Apple phone, you're not gonna like mess up my stuff, right? My presentations, like my stuff don't work. So we're gonna go through this in 3 rounds, okay? So 3, 2, 1, exhale slow. Now hold the breath before you breathe in. Oh, breathe in slowly. Hold the breath. Breathe out slow. Hold the breath. In slow. Hold the breath. One more time. Breathe out slow. Hold the breath. Inhale. Hold the breath. All right. What do you observe? Anybody want to share? How do you feel? Which is actually a very invasive question. Let me try a different one. What was your experience with this? It's tough. How so?
Not used to breathing like this. Mm-hmm. Or like being intentional about like my breathing.
Fair enough.
It's like I'm like low key panicking, like oh shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You know what's interesting about that? There's 2 modes that the respiratory system operates on. There's an automatic mode, where your brain, like when you're sleeping. There's a separate mode. As soon as you control your breathing, it's like your brain goes to a different system. And it's like anyone who's ever learned how to drive stick, after they learned how to drive automatic, you want to have a panic attack when you hear because you think you're breaking the clutch. That's that feeling though of like, okay, all right, I'm in the control room. Okay, cool. So that's natural. Word. Anybody else, any other sensation? Y'all probably wondering, what does this got to do with your tone?
A little pain in your sternum, like holding it.
Yeah? Okay. We're going to...
Serious pain, but I felt, go strong.
Sensation. We're going to address that in a second. I get the rest of y'all must have reached enlightenment or something. Y'all. Fair enough. How often do we have that feeling? Hey, bro. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, or like we should be, right? When you get in your car, well, I don't know about you. I know about me. When I get in my car, when we get in our car, there's somewhere we should be, right? We're getting in the vehicle, somewhere we need to be. Unless you just enjoy driving your car for the sake of driving your car, but you usually get in your vehicle because there's somewhere you should be. The speeding down the highway and getting a ticket 3 times within a 6-month period, is that a good way to, get to where you gotta go? Or sometimes like, okay, I'll get there when I get there, and your body was good, but your mind was like, come on, the body. But you need this body or your mind ain't going nowhere until they figure out how to just, and they probably will in like with Chat GPT, you just upload your brain and just don't go to work anymore. But until then, you need your body to travel, to take your mind places. Now, again, what does this have to do with vocal control? We're going to get there in a second because we have to address this. The swallow reflex. I imagine that there's not been many times where someone has said, hey, you might be swallowing a little too much, right? By AO, right? Now, here's a couple things here. This is what happens. Every time the swallow reflex is initiated, heart rate goes up. Every time. Oh, let's see, one more thing. Oh, your breathing stops. Because you don't want to choke on like anything, right? Like that's right. One more thing. Oh, your skin conductance, that thing that measures like how like emotions stuff. Every time they measure like emotions on both ends of the spectrum, being super excited and being very depressed. Skin conductance, swallow reflex, swallowing goes up on both ends of the spectrum. And then, just for a bonus, the swallow reflex is in conversation. You can kind of hear when someone's done, right? Or when they actually have more to say. You can hear it through this area. Why do I bring this up? Maybe right now you've become self-conscious about whether or not you're having non-nutritive swallows, which what they call them. What they call them, basically swallowing when you're not eating, is called a non-nutritive swallow. When we get anxious, the swallow reflex is activated. It's also connected to the amygdala. When you ever watch a movie and you see a character and come upon another character and they're scared, what happens? What do you see? This is the reflex of things are about to get real bad. So imagine if that reflex is on and on and on and on, and you're not eating anything, but you're making your heart rate go up, you're restarting your breathing, you're getting your skin conductance all up in a heavy, you're getting your emotions going, and so these 3 things I like to bring to people's attention. Why? Because these are the patterns in the body that are happening round the clock. Most of the time when we go and we try to do any type of behavioral shifts, we look at long-term patterns, things that don't happen every day, things that might happen once a week, things that might happen once a month. But it is these patterns. When you hear something going on in your car, that's the pattern of there's something wrong, right? And you're like, oh yeah, no, don't worry about it, I'll wait. Oh, don't worry about it, I'll wait, I'll yawn stretch later. Oh, don't worry about it, I'll wait, I'll box breathe later. Oh, don't worry about it, I'm just gonna keep doing this. And I'm bringing this to your attention. I want you to think about these 3 things. Can you commit to that yawn stretch, right? Can you take a few moments to recalibrate your breathing and exhale first? And can you be mindful of whether or not you're just swallowing to swallow? Like nothing's happening, I'm not eating anything right now. Cool. So now we can get started. All right, so these 2 things are what we're going to look at today with the time that we have. This is about the temperature regulation of communication and also how we hold our head. And these tips are going to be from the Boater Safety Tip in Cold Water Immersion Society. So boom, check this out. Exhibit A. Oh shit. Right? right? Like just life was one way before you made a step, and it is a whole other way right now. Now, this posture here, have you seen this? Like, why the hell, right? Okay, same gesture, okay? And we're gonna explore why this is consistent. So first, you're in the situation, oh my God, whatever you do, remain calm. Like, we don't need the and even doing this outside the water, it looks like, what's the problem? Now check this out. Whenever there's a problem, whenever we feel socially excluded, even by strangers, they've done studies on this, it's amazing. Your body temperature drops immediately. You feel iced out, you didn't get picked to play, somebody gave you the thing, right? Now, here's what happens. I got iced out, panic, shock. How dare you? Gasp reflex, this is what we're gonna look at. And I'm gonna die. Because why else would I snap on a barista at Starbucks, right? Like, I must feel like my latte not arriving at this time must mean certain death because there's no reason to blast off on them. You got my order wrong. Okay. What do we ask people when they panic like that? Did anyone die, right? Why do we use those euphemisms when people have emotional outbursts? But I want to take the energy off a little bit here. We are a species that they have found that we require social thermal regulation. We would prefer warmth over food. Warmth is an actual biological need. Now, depending on where you're from in the world, you not being a part of the circle means you're not around the fire. What does that mean? You're gonna die. So when you're iced out, when you're isolated, that feeling, I'm going to die, is real because it's built into us. When we are in a negotiation, for example, like working with hostage negotiators, spending time with them and exploring their world, most of the time, the person on the phone, if they wanted to do what they were gonna do, they would have did it. Lots of times there's a emotional sense of betrayal. They feel like they're misunderstood. They feel like that someone doesn't understand them. And what do all of those things equal? I'm gonna die. If I'm not allowed to be a part of the circle, if you think that I'm the worst human being on the planet, if I leave with less than my dignity, I'm going to die. And for a hostage negotiator, they have to find empathy with that feeling. Not with what they did, not with the fact that they got 20 people in there at gunpoint. That's what the SWAT team is there to handle if the negotiation does not work. But in order to connect with that person, they have to find as fast as possible, where are they broken? Where in their life are they out of the circle? And if they can successfully identify that, that's how they get them to come out. So what's the gasp reflex? Why like this middle part here? And to talk about the diaphragmatic breathing into your sternum. When this is called the torso reflex, meaning I'm in the cold, this very quickly is like lighter fluid. I need warmth right now. Now, what do you think happens then when we think about emotional outbursts? If we were to put them on the spectrum of temperature, they're hot. The heated debate is what happened next. What happened first is they felt cold, and then they got hot. Now, we're not responsible for everybody. Because you can imagine now, you're like, well, what am I going to be doing here? Walking around with a thermometer for people, Marshall? Is that what you're saying? No, because that would be a lot. You can only do that with so many people. But when you have your conversations and discussions and things, or you feel like you've been pushed away, or you feel like you're having a sense of conflict, what are we talking about? The initial pattern. All it takes A book of matches is a book of matches until somebody does this. And then, so sometimes we think we see the big fire, we see the big thing. And that's when it's like, oh, now we got to come and fix it. We got to come in and deal with it. What I want to invite us to do is I want to invite us to catching ourselves moment to moment. Somebody say something to you don't like, okay. Because a lot of times when people get all flamed up, it's them. They got their own thing going. Sometimes it could be us. It could be something that we said or something that we did. Because when people say things like it's projections, it's like everybody can't be projecting. So like somebody has to be doing the thing. Like you're projecting. Well, you're projecting. So we're just two projectors. Just that's not how the movies work. There's one projector onto the screen, right? But I want us to be able to see the little moments, mindfulness, all that stuff. It is about catching the patterns before they become big problems. If you're yawn stretching every 90 minutes because your body needs it, you're not burned out at the end of the month. Because if you think about how many 90-minute cycles happen in a week, or 2 weeks, or 2 years, or 20, that you skip, then when it's, if you think about how many times, I had a client, when I talked to him about this, he was like, oh man. He's like, my wife does that all the time. She, and he's like, he goes, I go, what? And she goes, my mother did it, I do it, and my grandmother did it. That's it. And I said, okay. Fair enough. I said, but what your wife has is a very active gasp reflex. And because you are her partner, you're there to make sure that whatever she's feeling, okay, something's wrong. The more that your response becomes something to calm that down, the less that will happen. Because if you snap on her, what she's now learned is now I have a new problem. Problem. And then, what's wrong with you? So now I got the issue that I'm thinking about, and now my husband hates me. That's not going to help the situation. And so, for people that have access to this embodiment, to keep calm, the onus kind of becomes on you now, because not everybody that leaves out there is going to be thinking about their gas reflex. Not everybody that's out there is going to be thinking about whether or not they box breathe today. And they definitely not going to be thinking about, you can be like, hey, I just think you could take a nice yawn stretch right now and chill out. Like, imagine that. Like, I think your problem is your swallow reflex is a little active. Can't do that. But what we can do is control our own vehicle, which is why I want to go to this. Don't panic. Let your life jacket work for you. I like this as a metaphor because we already know that a life jacket is a life jacket, but life jacket. We have a lot of experiences. Everybody in here has had something go wrong and then have to fix it. Most of y'all in here solve problems for a living. And then we forget that we've solved problems before. When a new problem pops up, you act like that's the first problem that's ever happened in life. Where did this come from? We forget. Like, hey, we floating here, I've done this. Okay, cool, this is just another one, right? Let your life jacket do the work for you. Now, a bit more manual. This is what I want you to believe as your face from now on. I'll explain why. So let's look at these three here. I'm just going to draw this line right here. And I'm going to draw little blue dots. Look at that. This is, wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. And that's him right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, all he had to do, look, this is about a good cubic centimeter right there, right? Like, in height. That's, it's the difference between 5'11" and 3/4 and 6 feet for those that care. But that 5'11" and 3/4 hit, man, when your spine ain't right, man. Because, people just want to be able to say 6 feet. And you already 6+, so you already know. But it be the ones that you be just under there, man. They'll do anything, man. Curl their toes up. Like, yeah, hold on, doc. Do that again. You can't be right. Hold on. Yeah. So, but here's a couple of other problems that I want to draw your attention to. So let's look at this one here. Boom. Bap. Now watch this. Whoop. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's that? I wish I had one of them like things. But what's this? This is a problem. Now, most of us today, based on the virtue of our lives, Instagram, TikTok, and then Bip Bop, right? But I want to show you why this is really, 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 really bad. So let's just like exhibit A, exhibit B. This is your heart somewhere in here. And there's blood pumps through the jugular vein right here. Oh, like woo, into the head. That can't be good. But let's also look at, there's something called cerebral spinal fluid. Runs from the spine. And it goes up to your brain. Wait. Oh, and then breathing. Air in the nose. And then like there's a weird curve. This destroys us. Now, if you were to, I need a volunteer right quick. Sir, I volunteered you, Gabrielle. So, do me a favor. I want you to assume this posture. This guy. Like, you know, yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. And tell me, well, yeah, you don't even need the phone, but just talk to me now. Tell me why you think you're qualified for the job.
I'm a really good worker.
Yeah.
And I treat people well.
Yeah.
I have a lot of good ideas.
Oh, okay. Good. Good. Round of applause. Let's stay right here. Can you do me a favor? Just be this guy for a second. All right, boom. There you go. Oh, hey, there you go. Whoa. There we go. Boom. Yeah, there you go. Talk to me now.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, too. Oh.
How long have you been here?
Oh, but see, he's starting to ask me questions. Man, went from I have no control over the situation to I run this ship now. Why do you think you're good for the job?
I don't know. You like working here?
Clap it up for him. Clap it up for him. All right, now. I have good ideas and I like people and dot. Would you believe this person? Would you trust this person in your circle? No conviction. Trust is not a matter of like one-to-one. Most people think about trust as like, oh, do you trust me? This building was built very well. Every step that you take, you believe that there will be another step there when your foot lands. Like, imagine if you walk through the building like, I don't know. You ever go to a hotel where they're under construction and you like, yeah, nah, I'm not really sure if, does that ceiling stay there, all night? Okay. Trust is about the structure of all your relationships. When you don't carry your own body the way the body was meant to be carried, one, how can you trust yourself? And then how can you expect someone else to trust you? But the thing is that life experiences do this. Every memory, they found out that when you think a thought emotionally, the body will animate that thought. I want you to think about running for a second. Just think about it. Now I want you to think about laying down and going to sleep. Like some people might want to do, like, I'm done with this guy's presentation, I'm going to bed. Now I want you to think about punching somebody in the face. Now I want you to think about just jumping up and down. Now I want you to think about relaxing, calm, yawn, stretching. Every single image that you attempted to, yeah, your body's muscular system activated. Because we will attempt to animate our thoughts. The thing is about, we can think whatever we want. It's what we choose to animate is the difference. You ever be at your office, sitting down like, man, I just, man, this, if I get one more of these, you know what I'm saying? Got a good foot. I just want to your knee be thinking about. But then you be like, so hope this email finds you well, right? It's what we choose to animate is the difference. There's no, I would think that we would want to stop the thoughts. I don't want to think the things. I don't want to think that. That's not the problem. The problem is that if you're thinking the thoughts in this vehicle, there's a certain animation that's going to win out. There's a certain behavior that's going to be more likely to happen with this guy than this guy. So I use these things very simply because the tone that we take with ourselves is the muscle tone with which we carry ourselves. We were young and we learned how to be by the world around us. Our parents might have showed us how to walk. Our parents showed us how to handle a conflict. You know, you might have somebody like, well, listen, my mom had the chancleta. You heard? Like, yo, this is how she handled it. So I got a size 9.5. What you want, right? Or, my dad, he had this kind of resolve. Or my grandma, she would always pause. I'm sure you can probably think and look at however you communicate now and identify which one of your guardians showed you that that's the way to respond in problems. That's the way to respond in crisis. But the one response we don't want to have is cold shock. Oh no, oh my, like look at this. You can put anything in this body. You can somebody take a picture like this, you don't know what happened. But you would assume like, oh, whatever it was, it must have not been good. Right? So I want us to first begin, and this is the last thing here. The way that I think I did this slide twice. How about that? Look at that. Look at that twofer. There we go. Nah, it's different. I got you. Everyone stand there real quick. By choice, remember, you gotta choose. Take a moment, because we forget that the skull is attached to the spine. And we think the head just kind of starts here. I want you to bring that down a little bit. So you see this image here? Just take a moment. When you were talking about the sternum in it. King Arthur, what was the story of King Arthur? There was a sword and a stone. The sternum, at the bottom of the sternum, there's a little button. It's called the xiphoid. The xiphoid means little sword. You are the only one that can pull the sword from the stone. I can't do it. I can't convince you to do it. Your mama can't do it. Your daddy can't do it. With this posture, guess where that sword is? Bing! What happens when you try to do something different and you breathe and you got a sword sticking you in your diaphragm? Because that's the body going, ouch, ouch, ouch. The body is very resilient in correcting us. So we must listen to it. But I want you to take a moment and everybody at the same time, I just want you to say your name. I am, and say your whole name. And they say it with your chest. I want you to declare yourself. Here's the wall. I'll do it with you. But I want you from now on to carry yourself. This is your face. This is how you face the world. Here, this is your face. So 3, 2, 1. I am Marshall Davis Jones. One more time. 3, 2, 1. I am Marshall Davis Jones. One more time. For the rest of your days, as I look at my double slides here that are amazing, screenshot this if you want. I want you to take care of yourself. Self-care is not in 2 months. The body doesn't do self-care 3 weeks from now. Your body wanted self-care 30 minutes ago. Start on the exhale to calm the body down. Chill out with that swallow reflex unless you're eating something, right? We are a social thermoregulatory species. We need warmth and camaraderie. I imagine, sir, as a decorated soldier, that means more than anything, yes? Yes. And lastly, you're gonna face the world with your whole chest. So when y'all go out there, I want y'all to beat the people that's coming up for the class. I want y'all to walk. They were like, what the hell happened to y'all? All of y'all coming down there. Hi, my name is, you know what I'm saying? If you want to reintroduce yourself, but think about that. Keep that courage. I'm going to be watching y'all for the rest of the day. You can tap each other and be like, hey, check that out, man. Stirring them out. Keep the sword out of the stone because you are the king and queen author of your very own life. Thank you very much for the time today. All right, so talking is real stressful on the body. When you went to whenever you go to the doctor and they put that thing on you, you ever notice that they don't ask you nothing? But they ask you a bunch of questions, but when they do that, they never say anything to you. In the 70s, they discovered that just talking to you, like, hey, how you doing? Are you enjoying the weather? All that, would give you a false high blood pressure reading. Well, what does that mean? That means just talking. People that talk for a living are basically crazy is what that means, right? Because essentially what you're doing is you're putting your heart rate up on purpose. Like we found out that you have high blood pressure saying a few words, but you're gonna get on the phone and be a salesperson. You must be out of your mind, right? Customer sales reps, out of their mind. But then we be out of our minds when we call them all messed off, right? So not only is their blood pressure running up, but we running their blood pressure up more by asking them to fix our problem, right? But why do I bring this up, though? Because usually when people don't feel like they can talk well, they're like, oh, I'm not doing the talking thing right. Like we kind of expect it to be this thing we all supposed to just know how to do and do it greatly. So what do you think is happening if just talking is giving your blood pressure a problem? What do you think happens when you put that anxiety on top of it? That, yo, I don't feel like I belong here right now on top of it. Or, oh, I'm a fish out of water on top of it. Have you ever had an experience where you hear your heart in your ears? Where you like, you know your pulse rate, you just go like this. This is about 161 over, yeah, that's right about there. Talking is difficult because the body doesn't really want to be doing it too long. Most of our closest relationships, most of the people that we spend time with, that we get cool with, what's one of the things that you notice happens less? You don't got to talk as much, right? Because you already know what it is. The reason why strangers talk to each other a lot is because we're trying to figure out, where do we agree? Where are we aligned, right? If you are you a Bulls fan or you a this fan? Do you watch baseball or do you watch this? Do you like chocolate ice cream or not, right? And we debate over where we don't agree.
because for whatever reason, it's just really important to feel like you're on the same team with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch Twilight, are you team Edward or team thing? I saw that on a TikTok the other day. Anyway, she tried to embarrass her boyfriend. And she was like, he said something smart. So she embarrassed him in front of all his boys. He was like, oh, what y'all watching, Twilight? Because he's team Edward. I was like, gee. Anyway, point is that we want to find out where we're aligned. And then when things break, we want to fix it. That's it. So real talk is usually a talk when you got to fix it. It's not real talk. It's not talk when you just chilling. Yeah, hey, yo, let's have a real talk about whether or not, you know what I'm saying, the Lakers is going to ever win a championship again. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Lakers fans, yeah, all right, good. Let's have a real talk about whether or not we think it's, yo, you disrespected me. Or, oh, that bothered me. Or, oh, you feel like I bothered you. It's to fix. So we don't want to talk too much because we don't want to run up our blood pressure. So the first thing is I want you to like de-escalate the idea that you have to be a great speaker. Because that ain't it. You know what it is about though? So listening is actually the wrong word. It's the wrong word. It's a good word. But what we're really talking about is decoding. So anybody here code? It's like just a man, okay, cool. Hey, raise your hands a little higher because y'all look like y'all was ashamed to be like, well, yeah, I code. Like, boom. All right, bam, boom. Has anyone ever tried, well, this is probably a question I can't ask you and you can't legally answer. Have you ever tried to crack a safe? No. Have you ever tried, whenever you try to crack somebody or crack a password, right? Or whenever somebody builds a team that's resilient against people who can crack passwords, what the person who's attempting to crack the password is doing is decoding. You make code. If you decode, I get past. Listening is the wrong word. People don't want to feel listened to. Because I could just nod my head. They want to feel decoded. When you're able to give it back to them, like, yo, so I think what you mean is blah, 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 blah. Have you ever walked away from somebody that just nodded their head and looked at you and thought, wow, you're such a great listener? You're probably in the back of your mind wondering, what are they thinking? You're just looking at me. You're like, yeah, like you're doing right now. You're just nodding. And you're just like, yo, what's wrong with this guy, right? But if I were to feed back to you something that's valuable to you based on what we're talking about, you're like, oh, he was listening. She was listening. So I want you to relax because talking is not what the body wants to be doing. We want to become better decoders. So as much as you code to build the structures, right, which is a part of it, me saying words is an attempt to code, but understanding the room, that would be because of successful decoding. And if I didn't read the room well, you know what happens when you don't read the room well, right? Basically, somebody walked in, they didn't decode properly. And what do we call them when that happens? We say they're tone deaf. You ever heard that before? Oh, you said this whole thing and it was tone deaf. And you would think like, well, what are we talking about? Are we talking about, well, did he say it like Morgan Freeman? And did he narrate it? Or is it about you are so unaware of what's happening right now that everything you're saying is not computing? How many times does that happen? Somebody speak on something they don't know nothing about. And they talking to you like they know, and in the back of your mind, like, you don't even know what you're talking about. And that gets frustrating for you, right? But what do you think it is about that frustration? Because I believe that whenever we interact with people, we hope that every single interaction is a successful decoding. If we can successfully decode each other, then we feel like we good. So I start with the heart rate because the heart rate goes up when you talk and you don't want to be doing it too long. But let's talk about something else because you got to use this body, this machine that we got, these arms, these legs, this head, right? And we got to take care of it. So we're going to look at these three things here, right? So boom, let's look at exhibit A. look at this, man. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. And then, oh, good boy. All right, look at this. Look at Fifi here, man. That's just comfortable, isn't it? And then, no, this is talent. Look at this. Like, watch that. Bop, 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 bop. And then if you look over here in the left, right there, you're going to get a little wing going, a little wing stop. A little shaky, 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 boom, 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 bam, bam. Now, every animal in the animal kingdom does this. If you want to sleep well at night, Google snake yawning. Then look at that image right before you go to bed. And try not to have nightmares, okay? But all animals do this thing, right? So first, but you have to do it by choice. I forgot I should have started with this. Listen, they found out that when you choose to exercise, it's actually better for your heart. Meaning when you decide to do jumping jacks, it's better than doing jumping jacks because somebody forced you to do it. So that means that you can choose, if you want, you can choose to stay, you can choose to go. I won't be upset at you. But if you sit and you stay, that means you chose to stay. All right, great, good. Now, the next choice, can y'all all choose to stand up and take a nice, yeah, she said, yes, we can. Thank you. Let's go ahead and do this yawn stretch. Now, this is a great opportunity to verify that you are indeed in a building. This is the ceiling, and that's the floor. Twist asymmetrical. Look to your left, look to your right. See if this is somebody that you know or somebody you never want to see again. All right, there you go. There you go. All right, good. All right, boom. Now, everybody sit down, sit down, sit down. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if that was the first time you did that today. Raise your hand, be honest. Up, first time today. Raise your hand if it's the second time today. All right, cool. Some of y'all must be elite third time today. All right, cool, fair enough. Cool. Four, okay, let's see this kid three times. Fourth time today. Four, getting four. Don't we get a four? 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't we get a four? Okay, we got 3. We stopped at 3. Okay, boom. Now, I ain't never seen a dog on a treadmill. I ain't never seen a cat rock climb, and I have never seen an owl do bicep curls because they can't because they don't have arms. But I've never seen them do nothing but whenever it's time to go, they go. So what's that? What is that? Why do all of the animals in the animal kingdom do this little maneuver right here? Now let me ask you a question. How many times or how often do you think the body needs that? 7. 7 times a day. Does that sound excessive? What made you go with 7?
It's a good number. 7 days of completion.
Hope.
Realigning your body.
There we go. Hit them with the numerology and we get it. Now, if you're awake for about 10 hours, the body needs about every 90 minutes. Roughly 7 times in a day. Now, what do you think happens when 1 day goes by, 2 days go by, 3, 4, 5, 6? Oh, this has been a month and you ain't done this. What do you think happens? Oh, yeah. You ever see NASCAR? Right? Them cars be zoo, 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 zoo. And what happens when they need a little fix? Where do they go? Pit stop. How long are they in that pit stop, though? 30 seconds. Bing, 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 bing. Pew, back on the road. But this is what we do as humans because, we human. We on the NASCAR track. There's pit stop. Oh, man, yeah, I think it's probably pit stop. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a month. It's been a year. And then when we break down, we need 12 months of recovery because we're burned out. This is nature's pattern here. I didn't do this. I didn't make it up. All the animals, if you want to look this up, look at bears, gorillas, anything you want to find, you'll see them. And then they relax. What's the benefit of this? The benefit of this is a couple things. One, it resets your nervous system. It's like jumper cables for your body. You ever leave your car on with the lights and then the battery be like dead and you got to jump it? That's basically this us. All day, clickety, 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 clickety. So what your body needs is a jump to reset the brain to body nervous system and get the circuitry going so that you can move. If you don't do this, bless you. It's not so good for you. So this is just nature's little button. So do you have 10 seconds roughly every 90 minutes? Can you commit to that? So for like this afternoon, watch. Hopefully, if this stick, y'all gonna be in there like in the middle of somebody's speech, like, yeah. And I need you to be okay with it. Because the reason you don't do it is probably because your 4th grade teacher was like, are you bored? That's rude. Somewhere along the way, the body's one cyclical reset system, somebody said that's rude and ruined the rest of us. Because I ain't nobody, you know what there's a scientific word for it, it's called pandiculation. First of all, somebody said, hey, yo, you need to do more pandiculation. What would you even do with that word? Hey, yo, you know what your problem is? You ain't pandiculating enough. What? So I say yawn stretch. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Now let's move on. We got one commitment. I know y'all busy. So we're going to go to this next thing. All right, box breathing. Raise your hand if you've heard about this before. Box breathing. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Raise. I need committed hand raises because then I can count. You know, like, all right, boom. All right, cool. All right, thank you. It's like 10 of you. That's all right. Box breathing is popular as a like calming thing. It started in war zones so that soldiers can sleep. You have gunfire, that's not a really restful place to be, right? Like, it's not the best place for a nap, right? But you gotta sleep. So you have to down-regulate your body so that you was all right. So they taught box breathing. But here's the other thing about this little pattern. Anybody got little brothers and sisters? Anybody ever seen a baby? All right, cool. Just wanna make sure, like, you know, like, I was raised by wolves. Been in a, you know what I'm saying? You ever look over and be like, are they dead? Because they breathing is like not happening. So, that's not supposed to happen yet. So when babies breathe in the pattern that respects the nature of the breath cycle, which is breath, pause, breath, pause. Now go ahead, everybody. I need you to inhale, exhale at the same time. Watch with me. 3, 2, 1. How's that feel? How'd that feel? Are you catching your breath? When somebody walk in your room, you be like, yo, you good? You good? You good? What's up? What's up? What's up? You're like, nah, I'm chilling. I'm just doing this homework assignment, you feel me? Like, really? Are you nervous you're gonna die? Well, you know, if I don't get this grade. But the point is that this breathing cycle is indicative of a stress response. There's nothing, so much so that if you walk into a space, other people will be like, what's up? So now they stressed out because you breathing like that. And it might not even be worth it. Like how many things are worth breathing like this? Unless you watch that documentary with that Brazilian jiu-jitsu dude that be the breath of fire. Like, this is literally called the breath of fire that's used to get amped up. I don't really think breath of fire is the best breath to be breathing when I'm trying to calm something down. Like, you know what? What? No, it's about to get worse real fast, right? So we need a different breathing pattern. So we start here. Now notice I have the exhale. Why would I do that? Everybody take a deep breath. Go ahead. And release. Question. Which part was relaxing on that? The exhale. So the part where I got relaxed was the exhale. But you know what I'm going to do right before I relax? Let me stress myself out just a little bit more. People meant well. But inhalation does something that is opposite of relaxing. When you inhale, you actually increase your heart rate. So take a moment and just let all the air out. Wasn't that a faster route to the relaxing part? So from now on, can you commit? When somebody says take a deep breath, that'd be hilarious because I'll be in like different classes and stuff, and they'd be like, everyone take a deep breath in. And I'd be like, hell no. You're like, you're not gonna stress me out, run my blood pressure up today, no sir. But can you commit to the exhale first? Cause did you notice you had extra air in there? Like, did y'all have, like, when I said breathe out, it wasn't like y'all was like, oh, hold on, let me get a little air in there to fill in the pocket. Okay, no, you had air in there. This thing is good, bro. This thing is good at staying alive, I'm gonna tell you, right? So you had air in there. Y'all probably like, what is this man doing? All right, so check this out. We're gonna do this practice with this box breathing, and we're gonna do 5-second intervals, right? So we're gonna start on the exhale, hold, inhale, hold. So in 3, 2, 1, exhale for 5 seconds slowly. Now hold your breath. Before you breathe in again, hold it, hold it, hold it. All right, now inhale slow. Slow, slow, no rush. We ain't rushing nowhere. Hold the breath. One more time, we're going to exhale slowly. And then gonna hold the breath. Inhale slow. Hold the breath. You got one more time. Exhale slow. Hold the breath. Inhale slow. Hold the breath. So resume your normal breathing pattern here, you know. The first person that we have to de-escalate is ourselves whenever it's time for a conflict. Working with hostage negotiators and things like that. They can't be getting on the phone like, hey, yo, what's good, man? Let these people out, bro. You tripping, man. You tripping, man. You tripping, bro. What is wrong with yo, just chill, homie. Yeah. I know you got all of that. You want the $50,000, man. Just come on out. SWAT team's gonna come, they're gonna blow your brains out. You can't do that. You can't do that. You have to be calm. Also, when you're talking to your significant other, you're talking to whomever, I'm coming in hot. I mean, at least he warned you, right? He's like, I'm coming in hot. But still, does that seem like the way to get anything going to cool it off? All right, so one more thing here. We're going to deal with this reflex. So, the swallow reflex, meaning every time that you eating something, right, boom. Or when you're not eating something, that's what we're going to talk about. Bam, here's what happens. Heart rate goes up every time the body swallows. Oh, one more thing. Your breathing stops because you got to pause because you don't want to you don't want to choke on food. And then boom, your skin conductance, meaning like your arousal levels, like how excited you are, that's measurable. Every time you swallow, your emotions on both ends, when people are super excited or when people are really, really depressed, they tend to swallow more. And then conversations, like you can hear when somebody got more to say, like that's a sound, that's an audible part of the communication. The last one is the least important, it's the first 4. So there's something called non-nutritive swallowing. Basically, that's swallowing when you ain't eating no food. You probably are now all self-conscious about whether or not you're doing it right now. And you're like, and then if you stop doing it, you can feel it, because like, whoa. This reflex, look at all this stuff that's happening. Now, think about it like this, right? Eating food is a very vulnerable act. Think about it, everybody don't sit at, when you eat with people, like you might know people, but you don't eat with everybody. Ever think about that? Like, yo, I'm cool with you, but I wouldn't sit down and eat no food with you. Like, what's the distinction between like, yeah, yo, I'll dap you up, but like, yo, don't eat no burgers next to me, bro. What do you think that is? Well, look at all this stuff that's happening while you're eating. Your heart rate is going up. You're slowing down your breath. You're getting yourself emotional. You can't just be eating with everybody. You can't just be breaking bread with everybody. That's dangerous. But what do you think happens when you're not eating nothing and you're doing all this? Over and over and over and over again. The reason why I like to deal with these 3 things right here, boom, 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 is because self-care and stuff, You know what I'm saying? When they be like, yo, take your self-care time. Most of us think about doing that like at the end of the semester. We think about doing it at the end of the month, at the end of the year, at the end of your life, because then you're just gonna really self-care then, right? Yeah, you are on a rest in peace, okay, all right? Your body has cycles that it needs to respect. If you heard something going on in your car, like you're gonna be like, oh, I'll look at that next week. No, you're gonna be like, I'm taking this to the shop right now. But we do this, our body needs this every 90 minutes, y'all. Every 90 minutes. This right here, we breathe a lot. And then this reflex right here, we eat. And if we doing this and we not eating, we stressing ourselves out and we don't even know. So the first thing is I want you to get a hold of these cycles. Being mindful, being aware. Because then this will make the next part make sense. So can y'all, if it's possible, can you commit? I heard y'all commit to this 10 seconds. Can y'all commit to this box breathing, focusing on the exhale first? Just breathe. And then, hey, if you ain't eating nothing. The body also, like, if don't become so like, I can't ever, if there's no food, don't swallow. The tone guy said, don't swallow or I'm gonna die. Like, no. This like, people be running with stuff, but like there's stuff happens, like your nasal passages, there's mucus and stuff like that. Like you gotta get rid of it. Like you can't just be sitting there. Eventually, what's going on? What's wrong with you, brother? Tone guy said I can't swallow, so now I sound like this. We don't do that. But I want you to relax. In fact, I want you to try this out for the next week. Whenever somebody say something to you that bother you, right? I want you to avoid your knee-jerk response. Do not swallow, and I'm gonna tell you why. When you watch movies, right? When somebody come upon something that's scaring, what's the universal response? No. So there's something about swallowing that's attached to the fear response that things are gonna be really bad right now. So before you respond, you wanna check in on every single little subtlety, like, okay, boom. Because that shuts on so many different things, and you just wanna stop that in its tracks. I want you to try that for a week and see how your responsiveness and reactivity to things starts to change. Okay? All right, so boom, all right, we cool. We solved this. Maybe we have world peace. I don't know. But let's go on to this other thing here because, hey, these two things that we're going to look at the thermal regulation of our being with other people, which is the fancy way of saying, why everybody needs a warm circle. And then, how to hold our heads. So the first part is brought to you by, it's a boater safety tip based on cold water immersion. Exhibit A. Oh shit. Right here. Look at that. This guy, his life was going one way, and then one step in his life was going a whole other way. Right there. Now check this out. Have you seen this before? Outside of some ice cold water? Have you ever seen somebody, you ain't never seen nobody go, in your life ever? Man, you have a charm. Like you ain't never seen nobody just go ballistic like this, not falling in water. Like she's like, no, I've never seen that. I am not even from anywhere where they have ice like this. Have you ever seen somebody just wig out like this? What? Where do you stay at? She's like, you ain't never seen nobody make this face? Yo, that's what's up. We gotta talk. Has anybody else seen this response? Okay, raise your hand if you've seen somebody hey, okay, cool. Don't feel alone. You're still with us. You're still with us. That's what's up. Now this face, I'm in cold water, boom, bam, I'm in the cold water. Now you're probably like, what does it got to do with anything? Whenever you feel socially excluded, did you know that your body temperature drops immediately? Somebody ice you out, They didn't pick you to play the thing? Immediately though, like not tomorrow. Strangers, as soon as they play you, or you allow them to play you, your body temperature drops. You get cold immediately. Why do we use terms like cold shoulder or being iced out? Like, we don't be just making this stuff up. We kind of know, like, oh, it feels a little cold. They found a way to hack this, though. You know how they found out how to hack this response? Having a warm cup in your hands. Starbucks is a great model for loneliness because that cup of coffee that you have by yourself will mitigate the temporary feeling of being alone. The body needs warmth first. If you were to think about us as a community without like the buildings that we live in today, what you think was the most important thing? Being a part of the group so that you can sit around that fire. Because guess what happens if you don't? So first you got to remain calm because you don't want to trip out because we don't live in those kind of times anymore where like you get kicked out the circle and now the leopards are going to just eat you alive, right? But here's what happens when you get kicked out the circle. It's panic and shock. How dare I be kicked out the circle? And then you have this reflex called the gasp reflex, and we're going to talk about that in a second. And then what's that? Hypothermia and death. Being cold to our bodies makes us feel like we're going to die. Have you ever called somebody and they sound like they about to die and it's about an email? Have you ever called somebody and it sounds like they about to die and it's about something that they didn't do at Starbucks? Starbucks is going to sue me, man. I keep using them for metaphors that are not favorable. The point is that in a very simple way, it's all about keeping the temperature. And when we feel out in the cold, we feel like we're going to die. Think about it. Why else would people spaz when they're left? Does it make sense? Does it make sense how people can super react if they feel pushed away? When people have breakups, like when those things happen, people go ballistic. And people then would go, oh, there's something wrong with you. Ah, la, la, la. But think about this for a moment. If that other person was the only warm place you had, and now off to the curb you go. The heat, all of that, that's just the thermal response. I need to get some heat on. Do you know that when you blush, you ever seen somebody that got fair enough skin, right? When it gets super cold, don't your cheeks turn red? Do your cheeks turn red? Yeah, I'm pointing at you. She's like, my cheeks about to turn red right now, jerk. That's embarrassment is also a cold response. Why? Because if you embarrass, get out the circle. It is that simple. So what do you think happens when you feel like you ain't a part of the group? I'm the only black person here. I'm the only white person here. I'm the only Chinese person here. I'm out the group. This is cold, ain't it? You know what's powerful about memes? Is that memes was nature's way of overcoming genetics. Because societies used to transfer things just by genetics. It was like, if you're this, you're this. You know what a meme does, though? A meme doesn't care about who you are, where you from. We all laugh at that same meme because it's funny. The human being, the human system found a way to break it. We'd be like, okay, well, we have to find something to connect on. So we're Jets fans. We're Lakers fans.
Okay, making sure.
We Dupe. Was you check? She was checking. Was like, hold on. Okay, fair enough. We found a way to overcome. Okay, well, we're not all the same genetic thing, but if we agree on something, who practices Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in here? Anybody? Anybody? Dang, that's crazy. But anyway, if you go somewhere and you practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's the one sport where, anywhere I've gone, I say, yo, I do Jiu-Jitsu, they be like, yo, bro, what's up? Family, automatically. It's a meme. We have something that we share. So now I'm a part of the circle. I'm in the crowd. When we talk to other people, there was an exercise that we did once called live or die votes. And you look at people one by one and you just say live or die. It's a very intense exercise. And it was like, they had a whole theme about like the order and why and all that. But think about it like this. When we talk to people, you ever tell somebody, oh, yo, go kill yourself? You ever heard somebody say that to somebody? Whenever we disrespect someone, that's basically what we're saying. It's a die vote. When we speak into people and we want them to feel better about being here, that's a live vote. So what do you think happens when you go on social media and you see nothing but comments that are all die votes? You should kill yourself. Not literally, but like, yo, you this, you that. Whatever the line is that you can divide, right? And that, what does that do to the body? People reading comments. You ever think about that? You ever think about the fact that people, you ever watch Catfish? Ain't that something? People be full on in love over text messages. And it's funny. But the communication, the belief that somebody loves me is all somebody need. And then they will believe you are RJ 3265 and that you're real. We have the power to choose how we want to communicate with each other. And if we make it really simple, because I think what happens is that we get a lot of complications. Like, you know, I would say that this is a pretty complicated world. So if the world is complicated, I would think that our survival would need to be as simple as possible. Like just basic survival needs to be simple. Food, shelter, water, air, okay. But warmth. Everybody needs a warm circle. This, I did it by myself, trash that people be on. It's actually hilarious to me. Because even if you did do it by yourself, you didn't really, because there were other people that did other things so that you can get the tools to do it. But that's not a badge of honor. You want to know why it's so fantastic? Because it's actually so phenomenally like, why would you do that by yourself? As a species, we are a social species. We are meant to work in teams. You know who knows this? Athletes. They understand, like, to my left and to my right, these is my roadies. We are going to win. If you're studying at school, form a study group. Like, yeah, you can't take the test with your people, but form a study group. Because that way, when y'all learn together. If you think that to your left and to your right, you cheating or you doing something wrong, how could you ever think that another person is your partner? It's like, oh, well, if I look over there, that's a die vote. I can't look over there. I have no help here. I have no help there. I am by myself. There are coaches that actually do this, and that's why they do a little better in school. Like, statistically. They're like, oh, you know, saying like when I've worked in schools and like with a more Asian population, they study together in groups of like 5 or 6. They're like, oh, they're just smarter than everybody. Well, if you're studying with the starting 5, right? What happens? You learn faster. Are they wrong for that? No. So finding a warm circle is not even just about your studying, about all that. It's about how we live here. We have real talk because if the circle breaks, that's a problem. If it wasn't consequential for the circle to stay together, if it didn't mean anything, we wouldn't need to have these real discussions. We wouldn't need to fix it. You ever break something and be like, pfft? You ever go to like a record room? Never done that? Okay. Well, they have these rooms where like you can go and you can break stuff and like just leave it. They're like, oh, they're like for people that just want to deal with rage or whatever. But the point is that have you ever gone into something and just damaged it and been like, oh, I don't need to fix it? People do it. People do it sometimes unconsciously because they got stuff going on with them. Like, you know, and we hurt people. But I want us to think about our tone, our connection. And this gas reflex, why are we looking at that specifically? So they call it the torso reflex. Have you ever heard somebody, right? And what do you normally do when you hear that sound? Stop. What's up, right? It's the next one from right this. But I had talked to a client of mine, and when I talked to him about this, he goes, my wife, she does that all the time. She goes, and I go, what? And I was like, okay, that's why we're talking. Yeah, that's why we're here. So let's talk about what's happening here. Like your wife has an overactive gasp reflex, and you're not helping. You're making it worse. You're like, what's wrong? And she's like, this, and you hate me now. Like, yeah, we have a problem. So why do we focus on the exhale? So we're gonna roll this back. I'm gonna tie this all together because you're like, okay, this guy's talking about our breathing and swallowing and stuff. I'm like, what did y'all talk about? Breathing and swallowing? When you take a moment, because the reflex that the body has is when you ever go into cold, why do you think they use cold water to wake you up and not hot water or warm water? You ever do that? If you pour warm water on your homies to like wake them up, they'll kind of like sleep through it a little bit. They'll like be like, they'll be annoyed, but because it's warm, they be all right. You know when they get up, when it starts to get cold. They're like, God, yo, what's wrong with you? But like, you know, that might take a few minutes. But you put some ice cold water on somebody, got that bucket challenge, I'm up. So being cold, it's all thermal. So if you can chill with this response, because we get shocked. We get shocked that people didn't like what we said. We get shocked that like people thought that our idea wasn't good. We get shocked. But the truth of the matter is that that happens sometimes. But if we get shocked, like, oh my God, someone didn't agree with me. First off, we set our own nervous system off first. It ain't even about the other person yet. We haven't even gotten to them. We have already heat. And then what do you think is going to be the next thing you're going to say and how you going to say it? It's you snapping, because you about to blow off, you done turned on the furnace and now you need to blow off the steam. So I want us to get to a place where we don't even ignite the fire unless we have to. And if we need to, at least we know what we are doing. It's like I knew that I was going to say this in this way. So as the first thing here, we turn off that reflex. Focus again on the exhale. Relax. And remember that everybody wants a warm circle. So funny enough, again, working with hostage negotiators, like they have like different tactics with people. And it's like the first thing I like to assume is, hey, yo, you might be just having a bad day. If you travel and you go to the airport, if you want to get your way, go to the counter. Let the person in front of you yell they face off. I love being behind that person. I need my flight, shoot up the club. And then I come up and say, it's been a long day, hasn't it? Because that person feels completely ostracized. They feel small. And if you do get an attitude from the flight attendant, the flight person, is because they trying to save face. Like, oh, you gonna play me. I'm still in the circle. You out the circle. F you. Right? But for the most part, they're gonna feel away. And then you remind them that they are a part of something. Every interaction that you have for a very small moment, you're a part of something. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. For this moment, we are a part of something. We live in a world now where people are meeting new people in a way that we have never in human history. It is overwhelming to our system that we have to like, oh, new people. Oh, I'm in a new city. Oh, I'm in a new town. Oh, I'm in a new culture. Oh, there's a new language. Oh, they don't season that stuff the same way. Oh, we don't do this. Oh, they don't play that kind of card. Da, 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 da. Our nervous systems get overwhelmed. So we have to stop beating ourselves up for like not being the most people person on the planet. Like, oh, you're not a people person. Like, nah, just sometimes people have smaller circles. And that's okay. But when you're connecting with people for a moment, they are a part of something. If you make them feel that, because that's where you're coming from, they will hear it. We can hear warmth. You ever turn on the hot water and cold water and you can hear the difference? You never tested that before? Yeah, you can hear like, and and I was like, let me just make sure that I'm like not tripping. But you can hear temperature. The auditory system picks up on a lot of stuff besides our favorite Taylor Swift record. So make people feel like they're a part of something. And when you find yourself kicked out or you feel like a little bit of a weight, try to remember that you were a part of something somewhere. Because sometimes people be forgetting. It's like somebody disrespect you in the street and you forget you got a whole family. Like you be like, pfft, like right now we on. Like, bro, do you want to go home to your family? Do you want to go home to the people that care about you? If you going online and you seeing comments, like that stuff does get to us. You see somebody disrespect you in the comments, you feel that. But then we forget that we got people. And if you don't have people or you feel like you don't, you'll find people. Like first find people. There's something that you is interested in that other people are interested in. Find yourself a warm circle. But part of this here is to not panic and let your life jacket do the work for you. I like this sentence, your life jacket. A life jacket, we know what a life jacket is. You put it on. But I want you to think about it metaphorically for a bit and entertain me. Your life jacket. Have you ever come upon a problem in your life that was the very first problem you've ever had in your life? When it was the first problem? But nowadays, you have new problems. And how often we forget that we've seen problems before. Like we forget. We just literally go, I have never seen a problem. I'm tripping now. But the truth is that you've solved problems. If y'all in school right now, y'all done spent years solving problems, right? So this is just another one. I've been here before. You let your life jacket do the work for you. You have the experience. Use your experience. And part of your experience, if it's teamwork, if it's finding out who has the answers, if it's like all of that, let the life jacket do the work. Life itself wants to live. I hope you know that. Life itself on this planet wants to live. Do you see the things that life does? Man, if you watch these Discovery Channel things, man, you see what animals be doing just to keep on going, man. Life be lifing. So let the life jacket do the work. Stop casting die votes on yourself day by day by day. Find a warm circle and choose to live. Now, part of that is how you choose to carry yourself, and this is how we're going to close this out because time is running. Check this out. There was a song called, I don't know what it's called, but the lyrics go, I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Dot, 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 yeah. I wish I was a rabbit in a hat. Now, check this out. Old school for you. You see this? See a little dot? Now, let's look at this here. So look at this line here. Look at the space. This is clearly a good quarter inch. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to make 6 feet, this might be your problem. This might be your 5 3/4. And this will get you to 6 feet, okay? But you're like, all right, cool, that's about a little bit of posture. Let's take a look at this. Look at this one here on the left. I just realized that I said left earlier. That was the right. So look at this here on the left. Now watch what happens when I do this. What's that? First of all, that's a problem. Boop, that's another problem. How many of us be on our phones like this? Be on our computers like this, right? You laugh, it ain't no good. It ain't no good. But here's the problem though, right? Because we say, oh, like people like sit up straight, fix your posture. You're just a lazy bum. Forget trying to fix your posture because your parents told you. Forget trying to fix your posture because somebody said your posture. Forget all that. I want you to fix your posture for yourself because here we go. I just want to look at some lines here. This is where your heart is roughly, right? The thing that pumps blood to this thing. And here's the carotid artery. Is there something wrong with this line, do you think? There's something wrong with the way the piping is going from here to here. But what if we look at that cerebral spinal fluid? The fluid that makes your spine do stuff with your arms. Do you see something wrong with this line? Like, have you ever, like, if you look at the plumbing in your house, like if your things is like turned to the side, you have a problem, right? This is your brain. Oh wait, we breathe, right? Look at this. This a lot. This is bad. Now imagine that every breath you take, every breath you take, every step you make, this is you. Imagine this. What do you think is happening to you? You're killing yourself. You are choking yourself. This is your blood. In jiu-jitsu, we do two kinds of chokes. Air chokes, blood chokes. This is stopping blood flow to your brain. This is compromising your breathing. This is killing you. One breath at a time. Now y'all probably all like, y'all gonna sit up like, I don't wanna die now. But let's take a look at this one here. But you're like, all right, Mr. Jones, Marshall, whatever you want to call me, how do we solve this? This is just the way I be. It's just the way I sit. It's how I move. It's how I live. All right, well, let's have a solution right fast. I want you to take a look at this. Most people think this is their face. This is your face. But what happens is we forget that the skull is connected to the spine. So I'm going to need you to hold your head from a place a little further down. So everybody just stand up right quick, by choice. By choice. I want you to feel this. So go ahead, bring your head forward. Just go ahead, feel it. Laugh, feel it. Dope, 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 dope. Does that feel to you? Does that feel good? Oh, it feels good when you on TikTok though, because you don't even think about it no more. You be like, yeah, and just down here like this, right? Boom. Now bring this up right quick. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to bring your face, that this is your face here. They say it with your chest. Well, what does that even mean? There's a muscle that runs from the bottom of your chin that runs into the chest. This is your chest. Who's familiar with King Arthur, the story of King Arthur? Raise your hand if you've ever heard the story of King Arthur. Okay, cool. For those who have not heard the story of King Arthur, as a young boy, there was a sword and a stone. And only he could, they were like, yo, there's this sword. Pull it out. People super strong. They're like, yeah, the strongest people in the land tried to pull the sword out the stone. Nobody could. This little 12-year-old boy walks up. I'll give it a try. Sword comes out. He's the king. Down here in your sternum, this bone here, at the bottom of it, there's a bone called the xiphoid process. It doesn't become solid until you're about 40 years old. Until you're 40, it can move. But the thing that's important here is that the xiphoid means a little sword. But here's a kick. Nobody can pull this sword out of the stone but you. So if you slouching here, all you're doing is keeping that sword stuck in that rock. I want you to be able to walk and say things with your chest. Even if it's things that hurt, even if it's things that you have to move something some way, you got to tell somebody something to disappoint them. But if you cannot stand with your full chest and say what you have to say, of course, people are going to look at you sideways. It don't matter. If people are like, oh, they don't like what you said, they don't like how you said it, la, 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 la. Or they don't like me because I'm a lady. They don't like me because I'm this. They don't like me because I'm that. It's very different to feel like somebody don't like you because you're this and you're walking around with your sword stuck in your stone. Like, yeah, you're going to feel things because your brain and your body and your blood ain't working right. But if you can walk through the world with your chest out, let them say what they want. Trust is about being a part of the group so that you can protect the group, so that you can build with the group. It's not one-to-one. When you play on a sports team, it's not the quarterback just trusting the wide receiver. It's the quarterback with the wide receiver and the whole offensive line. It's everybody. So do me a favor. With your whole chest, we all going to do this together, but I want you to be able to say, just say I am, say your whole name 3 times. I am, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I am, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I am, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this is only, again, like I said, like I'm just talking, this is going to be cool information. Y'all probably waiting to go outside. This is cool information now. But it won't matter how cool the information is if you can't commit to yourself, if you can't choose yourself. So, 3, 2, 1. I am Marshall Davis Jones. Stop. Watch this. Here we go. We're about to open the door. Because they're going to know who y'all are right now. So, let's try this again. With your whole chest, let them know outside who's in here. 3, 2, 1. All right now. Now, when y'all walk out here today, because you know it's networking time, right? It's going to be afternoon time. I want y'all to introduce yourselves, reintroduce yourselves, walk through this space with your whole chest, because it's your sword and your stone in your life. Thank you for spending time with me today. I appreciate y'all. Word.